welcome back, Smith family. Glad to hear that everything has been going better this week. And Johnny, you've been using your hug and being able to use your words to talk about your feelings and ask your mom and dad stuff. And Jessica, that artwork is amazing. I'm really glad to see that you're finding time to do things that you enjoy. All right, so let's think back on the past week, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say that the tantrums are going? With 1 being they're happening still several times a day, to 10, not so much. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm really glad to hear that. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say that the tantrums are still affecting the household? With 1 being not at all, and 10 being that's the constant thing that you're dealing with. Okay, that's really good. So there's still room to keep using your coping strategies, Johnny. But it looks like things are going really well. So what would you say is the most important issue today? Oh, go ahead, Jill. So you said that you're still feeling exhausted, you find that you can't keep up with the housework, you're finding it hard to keep up with the kids, you said you feel like you're failing them, you feel like they're taking the brunt of it and they're suffering because of it. Okay, so what I hear you saying is that you're feeling incapable and that you feel like you're failing. But under all that, I'm hearing you say that you're overwhelmed. Because it is a big challenge, a big change that your family just went through. You went from a family of 4 to a family of 6 overnight. So what I'd like to do, Jill, is that we're going to externalize this. Because the issue is not you. So if you had to put into 1 word everything that you just told me, what would it be that you're feeling? Okay, overwhelmed. Okay. So let's take that and we're going to refer to it now as overwhelmed. That's going to be the problem, is overwhelmed. So we're going to take you out of the problem. So we're going to change our thinking of I cannot keep up. Let's change it to overwhelm has been taking up a lot of space lately. So now we can focus on how to get overwhelmed to take up less space. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to ask you a few questions. When did overwhelm start to get louder? So a few weeks after the transition? Okay. And what does it convince you to believe about yourself? Okay. And what happens when overwhelm takes control? Okay. And what does overwhelm tell you about asking for help? Okay. And despite the overwhelm, how have you continued to show love for your children? Okay. Yeah. I see you guys are all nodding. Yeah. All right. So what does overwhelm tell you about asking for help? Okay. All right. So now we're going to take this story that you have about yourself and we're going to change it. I'm going to give you authorization to rewrite this story. So despite the overwhelm, that's what that question did. What strengths, because you already had 2 children, what strengths helped you survive those transitions? Okay. Yeah, okay. So it sounds like you've already got some really good coping and you've done this before. Yeah, we can definitely utilize those same skills and those same strengths. All right. Now, what would a compassionate version of motherhood look like? Yeah. Yeah, patience, self-compassion, yes. Yeah, forgiving yourself for not being able to take on the overwhelm by yourself. Yeah. All right. And where do you think the belief came from that good mothers don't help or that everything has to be done perfectly and on time? It seems like that's how your mom and your grandma did everything. Okay. But so is this belief realistic for a family that went from 4 to 6? Yeah. So what would you expect another mother in the same situation to do everything alone or to always have it together? Yeah. So what it looks like is that you have these amazing strengths and abilities and you're a wonderful mother, but your coping strategies have become overwhelmed by the new expansion. So what I want to focus on is this belief that you have to be perfect. You have to have everything done. You have to do everything by yourself. So what I'd like you to do is identify 3 ways that overwhelm influences your daily self-talk and parenting experience. How much is this affecting? And then also work on developing a preferred narrative for motherhood that includes some things that you would tell that other mother, that flexibility, that self-compassion, and shared caregiving. All right.